Hi class, in this video we will be doing the example titled More Margin of Error. We are going to be doing the same type of work we've done in the previous slide. So let's read the problem. The U.S. Census sent out the Current Population Survey, or CPS, in 2015 and found that 33% of adults had a bachelor's degree from a sample of 212,132. Find the confidence interval used to estimate the proportion of college graduates, and then find the margin of error for the 90% confidence interval estimate, and round 3 decimal places if needed. And this is actually data that comes from the real U.S. Census data. You have a link here, data from the U.S. Census data. So if you click that link, you will be taken to the actual data that we're using. All right. So the first thing we're asked to do is to find the confidence interval. In the previous video from the previous slide, I showed you how to find these formulas and everything on your formula chart. So look back there if you get lost as to what I'm doing here. So we are again not given E, or the margin of error, so I'm going to have to use the calculator. So I'm going to use 1 prop Z interval, okay, which means I'm going to need an X, an N, and a confidence level. Well, in my problem, X is going to be the number of successes. In this case, a success is that a student graduates. And I'm told that 33% of adults have a bachelor's degree. All right, so I'm given a percentage. I'm given a p hat, if you will. I'm given a proportion. I'm not given X. So I'm going to have to find X. Well, in this case, I'm going to take N, which is my total, and then times P, which is my percentage, converted to a decimal. So that's going to be 212,132 times 0.33. Now, when I put that in my calculator, I got 70,000 and 3.56. Now, if you use a decimal in 1 prop Z interval, you are going to have a bad day because it's going to give you an error. It wants a whole number. So I'm just going to round that up to the next whole number. And I'm going to use 70,004 as my X. All right. Now my N is going to be the total, which tells me is my sample of 212,132. So my N is 212,132. And then my confidence level is a 90% confidence. So my confidence level, I'm going to convert that to 0.9 as a decimal. All right, so then I go 1 prop Z interval, and then 70,004, 212,132, and then 0.9 in my calculator. Okay. I am going to demonstrate this one more time. I know these calculator functions can get a bit tricky. So let's go ahead and do this calculator function. Before I do that, remember with the old OS, once you get to 1 prop Z interval, you're going to enter it just like I have on the slide here. 1 prop Z interval, X, comma, N, comma, then your confidence interval, and then you'll hit enter. Okay? So I'm going to go to Stat, to the right to calculate, or to test rather, and then I go all the way down to option A. All right, I have some information from the previous problem still in here. That's okay, so I just have to change that up. So my X, I said, was 70,004. N was 212,132, and then my confidence level is 0.9. Okay, and I hit calculate. And with the new OS, remember, just hit enter once. If you hit enter twice, it's going to take you back to the home screen. All right, so I'm going to stop here, and my answer is that first entry, the 2, which is the 2 numbers inside the parentheses. All right, for my purposes, I get 0.32832 for my lower confidence limit. It says to round that to 3 decimal places, so that's 0.328. My upper confidence limit is 0.3316. Again, 3 decimal places, so I'm going to round that to 0.332. Okay? So let's record our answer here. So my confidence interval, I'm going to label that CI. All right, I get 0.328, comma 0.332. Again, on the homework, it'll look like this, 0.328 less than P less than 0.332. All right, so that's my first answer. The second part of my problem, just like last time, asked me then to find the margin of error. So remember from the last video, we found the confidence interval and then used that to obtain the margin of error. And that formula was upper minus lower over 2, and remember that numerator is inside the parentheses. Okay? So my upper limit was 0.332. My lower limit was 0.328. So I get E equals parentheses 0.332 minus 0.328, close parentheses, divided by 2. And when I do that in the calculator, I get 0.002.